What's up guys, it's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. Now, normally with Soul Exchange, I wait until it's all done and dusted and finalized and in-game. But this is a big one. In fact, it's massive. And I think we need to give some extra care and consideration for what is hands down the most mouth-watering Soul Exchange we've ever seen in the history of Empires and Puzzles coming up. So we haven't been given everything, and I will be doing a more in-depth guide on these heroes, including my choices when they're released into the game next weekend, as of the 24th of March. But right now, we know 11 out of the 15 heroes that are going to be on offer, and we've got a pretty good idea of what tiers that they're going to be in the upcoming Soul Exchange. So today, I'm going to be sharing a few initial thoughts and taking a quick look at what we know so far, starting with what are likely to be our 10 Souls picks. So we're going to get straight into it. So here we go. So first pick for 10 Souls we've got is going to be my man Uthragan. So you can unmistakably see him from this picture. Even shrouded in shadow, this mangled monstrosity is our October 2023 Hero of the Month. So he is a dot damage dealing specialist, running at very fast speed, self-heals based on his poison damage, and if you let him fire more than a couple of times, he can definitely ruin your day. So he is our first dark pick in the 10 Souls category. Now moving on to our second, we have this weird looking hero shrouded in a bit of mystery. It's not a new costume for Mist. This is the All-Father of Asgard, and he's graced us, he's dressed up, and he's graced us with his godly presence for Soul Exchange. Our first holy hero on the 10 Soul list is Odin with the costume. So he's a welcome addition with the costume. The stat bonus shows the bigwigs that SG have listened to our humble pleas. And this fast speed hit all hero deals increased damage based on tiles and can get all your other hitters firing quicker by providing a team-wide mana generation buff. So there's nothing not to like about Odin. Now our next shady character in the 10 Soul tier comes to us from deep in the Enchanted Forest. She's a long-time friend to all little people, and she has an innate hatred of apples and all things apple related. So our 10 Soul pick for the ice heroes is going to be none other than Snow White. Another costume included. So a solid hero in this tier. Don't be fooled by her slow speed. You could say she's just having a power nap. She's biding her time until all those juicy buffs and ailments are ripe and ready for the picking. A board-wide cleanse and dispel with damage scaling based on buffs and ailments removed up to 500% damage to all makes her one seriously bad mamma jamma. Remind me never to say that again, by the way. Now moving on into the 15 souls, or at least these are the projected heroes to be at 15 souls. The first one looks like this guy may have stabbed himself in the head a couple of times from this picture, but it isn't that though. This is not Hero Harakiri. It's just because he's a lot smaller than you'd expect, and that is because we have our first ever hero from the Mighty Pets family in the Soul Exchange, and it is Cinnamon. So don't let his stature put you off, this guy. With a boatload of hit all damage, fast frost damage over time, and elemental defense down to all, this little guy, his bark is as bad as his bite. And he's an awesome addition at 15 souls. 15 souls, sorry. Yeah, he's a fantastic hero. Now moving on to the next hero, we have seen her already. So this blurred out beauty, we know who this is. We looked at her in the calendar update. It is our second bard hero in Soul Exchange is Narcissa, the beautiful but deadly undead harpist. She's another hit all hero who makes sure that ailments are stuck on as stickily as possible. And she protects your team by reducing attack and mana buffing special skills. So another solid pick at 15 souls. And then the next hero on the 15 soul list in the holy category is this. I mean, holy horns, how has she rammed her way into the Soul Exchange? Just This is amazing seeing her in here at 15 souls. I don't know how she's done it, whether she's brought herself back from the dead or if she was left behind by the recent return of Monster Island. It really doesn't matter. Our holy 15 tier hero is one of the crown jewels of the Monster Island heroes. And of course, it's none other than Dabria, a brilliant reviver and healer doing everything in the right order, all running at average speed. She will be the Swiss Army knife of any roster, and we're not even at the 20 souls yet. So honestly, I love these heroes so far. These picks are so awesome. Like I said, we are going to be doing a more in-depth dive, but for now, these heroes are great. Now, shall we get on with it then? So the 20 soul tier heroes for all of you spenders out there, let's go. Our first hero from the 20 soul tier list, this guy's pretty hard to make out, which is kind of appropriate since he is the master of blind and long-time troublemaker in the Underworld. Our dark pick at 20 souls with the costume in tow is Dr. Moreau. A little surprising to see him here. Normally, I would say, I wouldn't say no to him in the previous soul exchanges, but with the rest of these top tier heroes in tow, at the moment, he kind of stands out like an average looking girl in a group of supermodels, and he's at 20 souls. So that's the best way I can describe it with this list. Now, moving on to probably the best heroes in this whole list. So our top 4 heroes on the 20 souls list, we've got this guy, who I thought it was Aramis initially to begin with, but I was like, they can't possibly put in another dark hero at 20 souls. And as it turns out, I was missing the gun in his hand. So of course, this is Athos that we've got featured, or Athos, however you want to call him. I think Athos is probably the right way round. But he is a fantastic hero, minion destroyer, dealing a boatload of damage to the target, gets mana for every destroyed minion, and he gets the bypass as well. So even though he's a single target hero, he's running at very fast speed and he hits like a truck. So yeah, he's a really good pick as well. And also, I think the first musketeer that we've seen in the soul exchanges. So that is a first as well. Now moving on, again, this sultry swashbuckler, she's everything that you want a pirate to be. She's everything a pirate aspires to, and she's just one of the most recognizable cards. I mean, when I saw this, I was just completely dumbstruck, because we are going to have a chance to just grab Anne for 20 souls. And if you do have any of the other Pirates of Corellia, she teams up really well with them with the mana generation bonus. She deals just such a lot of damage as one of the most interesting looking cards in the game, and I just love the art on this one as well. So for me, like, that's kind of, I'm going to go through my pick, like I say, when they do get released in the game. But for now, I can't believe the quality of these heroes. And if that wasn't enough, let's move on to our next pick, which is this cutesy looking kitty. Just unmistakable, very easy to recognize. So I'm not even going to go over anything in terms of who it might be. It's Bubbles. It's Bubbles. Bubbles is in a soul exchange. Just an awesome, incredible hero. The shifting mindless attack, just a lot of versatility. Fantastic hero. The only thing against Bubbles is probably the class, but even that is not a huge knock, because just such a good hero. And if you think that Bubbles is anywhere in the same realm as Waddles, you're sorely mistaken, I'm afraid. Just wait until you have really experienced the power of this hero. So it's just an incredible pick. And I thought that was going to be kind of where it ended. But then this one showed up. And as far as control heroes, this is still the star of the Valentine's Portal. And if you didn't get your chance to get your hands on him, then now you do. You've got a chance to grab Cupedo in the Portal as well. I wish that we could pick at least 3 or 4 of these heroes, even though I wouldn't have enough. I'd probably maybe have enough to do 2, but that is just insane. Like, really cannot make up my mind at all. And we still have a few heroes left to go. So Cupedo is going to be in there as well. Obviously, he's just an insanely good hero with his healing gift, the Mindless Heal, as well, to 3. He is running at average speed, where I guess you could say Bubble's running at fast. There's going to be a lot of debate between the two of these, both now and come the 24th when the Soul Exchange does appear. So for now, this is our list. We have got 11 heroes in here, and this is how things are starting to stack up. So a very exciting list. And I think that personally, I think there's a couple of reasons for this list being so good. One of them, I think, is definitely the introduction of the legendary troops. It's put the heroes on more of a balance, where there is, you do have that opportunity to beef up the stats of a lot of heroes, and the costumes being introduced at this time. I think it's the right time. I think we've gone through a lot of turmoil in the last year or so, maybe a little bit more with Empires and Puzzles, but hopefully we're getting back on track. And the other thing I think is a good reason maybe why they've beefed this Soul Exchange up, is this. So this little clip, probably most of you have seen it running around online. If I can actually play this for you guys while I'm still talking, that will be absolutely amazing. And if the sound doesn't go over, but you probably had a chance to look at this video with the Dominion of Dragons. We don't know a lot about what it's going to look like, but we do know there's going to be a new base to be built. We know that we're going to be able to summon dragons, as they're saying, and also this weird little dude that pops out here. What the hell is Barry doing there? But one of the things that the dragons are going to do, it looks like, is that they're going to actually be able to support your heroes. So you can see this dragon support is going to be adding to what you're able to do. New map stages, just a whole lot of new stuff coming into the game. And I think if there was ever a time to allow us to beef up our rosters in preparation for this, this is probably when it is. And it is likely to be in 2024. That is when the release of Dominion of Dragons has been set for. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether that is the reason why we've got such a good list, or what exactly is going on. But yeah, that's just my theorizing and my crazy psychoanalysis of what's going on. But yeah, in summary, I do really, really love this list. I think that you cannot go wrong with the heroes that are in here. And please do let me know as well what you guys are thinking already, if you've got your eyes on any of these heroes specifically. And like I say, just keep your eyes out. Please do drop us a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my pick, and when I go through the heroes in a bit more detail next weekend. But for now, that is everything we've got to say. Have a lovely weekend. I wish you guys all the best, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.